Hey guys, welcome back to News to Astonish, where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Today is another, well, at least in the longest time, is another Marvel Spider-Man update. This is for Marvel Spider-Man 2 rumors. And right now I have this article in front of me from TechRadar or GamesRadar.com talking about the Marvel Spider-Man 2 rumors and its claim on how it's in development and it could be releasing in 2021. So I am pretty excited to talk about, man, let's get the ball rolling and let's get back into the swing of things, no pun intended. We are going to be doing constant Spider-Man 2 rumors and updates moving forward right now until, of course, the release of the game. Like how I did it for the first one, we're going to be doing it for the second one. And this is the first official video / update on Marvel Spider-Man 2, as we're going to be calling that from now on. So let's look at the article from GamesRadar.com. As you can see here, a leak has surfaced on Reddit that claims a sequel to Marvel Spider-Man is in the works and may release holiday 2021. Posted the leak, which claims to be from a source close to Insomniac Games, quote unquote, listed story content and features that are said to be in the game alongside the 2021 release date window. As with all leaks, the credibility of this information should be taken with a huge pinch of salt, but it certainly throws out some interesting directions at a Spider-Man sequel go after the success of web-slinging antics of the first. According to the leak, our reunion with Peter Parker will take place in another open-world Manhattan area that has expanded from the first game to include Queens and Brooklyn. So that is a huge deal, by the way, because on the first game we only had access to Manhattan Island and that's it. I love the idea that now, because since next generation of console is going to be so much powerful, it's going to be able to handle such a wide and huge map, perhaps making Manhattan even more detailed than it has ever been before, of course. And I know I'm sidetracking and talking about, like, you know, some of the features that are coming for the PS5 because I'm so excited. NPCs are going to be a lot smarter. The games and the graphics and, like, you know, the graphic fidelity is going to be a lot better. It's going to have ray tracing, so I can only imagine, you know, Spider-Man 1, Marvel Spider-Man looks amazing, but I can only imagine what the sequel is going to look like for the PS5, and that's what I'm really thrilled about. I'm super excited for that. Anyways, but now we're going to be exploring other parts of New York, which is Queens and Brooklyn, and Queens is where Peter Parker's from. So, as I was saying before, where was I? Okay. The leak also claims that it takes place over the winter time, which is really interesting, as well as the credit post goes on to detail from some sparse story details. If I recall correctly, even the first one takes place over winter time, but it didn't snow in the game. I would like to see snow. I've never seen any Spider-Man games where it has snow. And snow as, like, you know, a seasonal kind of thing to occur in the game will be very interesting, because I would like to see Spider-Man in the snow. The first game took place between, like, October all the way to, like, the beginning of November, I believe. And it was only a span of a few weeks. According to the leak, our reunion with Peter Parker, I already read this. The leak also claims that it takes place over winter. I got that part. Oscorp is said to play a major role in the sequel, with mentions of cloning and nods towards the Marvel Universe outside of Spider-Man's web. The leak is also suggests that while Peter Parker will remain as the focus of the story, it will include more sections and dedicated to Miles, who plays an integral role in the narrative. Interestingly, it also poses the idea that Diablo-esque dungeons mechanic will feature in the rumor Spider-Man 2 for randomized crimes, saying it will spawn in different types of crimes in different situations with randomized encounters. The post ends with the claim that Insomniac is doing major engine work and is adopting more technological advances such as photogrammetry. If the sequel is in development, the sequel date window would likely take place on the PS5, Sony's upcoming next-gen console slated for release at the end of this year. Again, there's little evidence to back up this leak, and there's every chance these are a series of educated guesses. The reason we're flagging it, though, is that the Reddit user in question recently posted a leak that claimed that now-confirmed Resident Evil 3 remake was on the way ahead of Capcom's official announcement. This doesn't necessarily mean that this leak is also true, but it does suggest this leaker has form. And given the success of the first Spider-Man on PS4, it's not so unrealistic to imagine a second one is on the way. We'll just have to wait for official confirmation to see how accurate this leak is. Excuse me. So, another news, you can read about the Sony revealing the PS5 official logo. Oh, that was amazing. But yes, interestingly, the thing about leaks and rumors, I always am iffy about it, you know, obviously, because, you know, there are leaks and rumors. Nothing is official until it is confirmed from the main source. There is some credibility to these leaks, and then obviously a lot of it is invalid. So I'm going to go ahead and take this with a pinch of salt. I mean, there are some aspects about this article that I can believe, meaning that it can probably take place in wintertime. And of course, you know, we can be, like, this wasn't in the article, but we can expect to see Venom maybe towards the end of the game, or maybe midway, halfway to the game, the back end of the game. And Oscorp playing a huge part, which I can also believe, in fact, because, you know, if you've played the first one, spoilers, Osborn, Norman Osborn, is at the very end, after like the first post-credit scene. At the very end, he goes to a secret room where Harry Osborn is in a tank, and he's got what appears to be the symbiote all over him, and that might be the source to like a cure. So I think Oscorp is going to play a major role in the second one, and I'm pretty excited for that. And we may even see the Green Goblin appear in that game as well. So I'm pretty stoked about it as well. And it's obvious that we're getting a sequel. I mean, Insomniac has already confirmed that we're getting a sequel. And, you know, a lot of sources confirm that there is going to be a sequel. And, of course, Spider-Man will always get a sequel. And this is very exciting. It is very exciting times. And the fact that it's coming to the PS5, I could only imagine how beautiful and gorgeous that game's going to be when it comes to the PS5. Because I had a great time with the first one on the PS4, and that game looked magnificent on the PS4 Pro especially. So if you haven't played that already, please go get the game. Get the Game of the Year edition version. Because that one has all the DLCs that already come with it, and you get it for $60. You don't have to spend the extra cash for the DLC for the game. But other than that, guys, I'm very excited for the sequel. You let me know what you're mostly excited for the sequel, and what would you like to see in the game. What kind of improvements would you like to see in the Marvel Spider-Man sequel too? Because obviously that game is not perfect, but that game is really close to perfect, and it comes close to perfection. And it's one of my favorite games of all time, and of course one of my favorite Spider-Man games of all time. So with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Super excited. I can't stress that enough. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And as always, stay tuned for more, and I will see you all in the next video.